That we just try to remember who we are, even though we didn't have any point guards. You know, you still can find ways to do better defensively. You know, 60 points in the first half. I don't care if you have Michael or you don't. That's not who we are. And we credit the Celtics. They did a really good job of moving the ball and making tough shots. But we just sort of revisited who we are. And I thought that we reclaimed who we are in the third period to come from 26 down, cut it to 3 to start the fourth. I mean, it's the nature of this group. We've done this a lot.
Does it, being out of sync in that first quarter, does that kind of carry over to the defense? Offensively being out of sync, and maybe it lends to what happened?
We had no idea what we were doing in the first period. You got Jakar as a point guard. You know, we brought KJ back into it. I think the excitement of being back in Boston got the better of Nerlens to start with. And, you know, they're a team that's hanging around trying to make the playoffs, and we started so poorly. And I think it spun off in a lot of areas because they felt that we had no compass, we had no rudder, we didn't really have a purpose on both sides of the ball, and you could see it in their eyes. And we got punished for it. And I think the start set the tone for a disappointing first half.
Can you just talk about that run they had? Like you said, you guys scored within 3 twice, and then they went on a 12-2 run. Basically, that was the game.
It was the game, and you know, Marcus, to have a lightning in the bottle go-to guy like him, and all the good teams have something that you can call upon from your bench that can just bam, go change a game. And he did that, and we give him credit. He's been doing that his career. That's what he does. And that period where he goes whack, whack, and then they hit another 3, and they went on that run that you're talking about, set the table for the rest of the game.
Talk about Frazier. I mean, here's a guy, he had 11 assists. I mean, he played the entire second half. I mean, you said, hey, we give you the ball, go out there and play. That's what he had to do today.
How many minutes did I give him? 30. So think about that. Really think about that. It's a great story. It's a great story. So like that, you lose your starting point guard and your backup point guard and Larry Drew, who I love, for the reasons that I've said. Because we've been playing well, you know, we've been winning, and even against the times we've lost, we played well. We played with just great spirit, tenacity. And so the rug is pulled from underneath us, and you shake a kid's hand yesterday, and you give him the ball, and it was clear at the start, Jakar was no point guard. You know, he's trying. So you had to, you know, milk Tim, and just, you really don't have anything to go to. You know, you can't run plays, you've got no winks and blinks and notions within our structure, and it ends up, let's just guard and run a few things that we showed him. But for Tim to come from Maine and you know, drive up 95 and then change his uniform and go get 34 minutes in an NBA game, that's a hell of a story. And to that kid's credit, he delivered, he did well.
You mentioned a couple of times how much you like Drew. How frustrating was it that you, if it was up to you, it sounds like you would have re-signed him, but it obviously wasn't your call. How frustrating is that?
Well, it is. It's a program's call. I knew it was coming. I knew something like that was coming. It's the flexibility as a program that we need to have. I get it. It's one of the things I like and need to do this job. It's Sam Hinkie, Brett Brown, the ownership group. We're all doing this together. And the decision to create and hold that flexibility by not claiming Larry Drew for the rest of the season was probably quite eminent. And it doesn't mean that we might not see him again. So frustration, it isn't frustration. It's just part of our path. It's part of our plan. It's probably more frustrating when you go on the court and you don't have a point guard. But the big picture of what you're asking, it's we do what we do as a group.
Is it easy for the players to feel that way too? The guys who
I
don't
doubt
have a
it.
point guard?
I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, you would think, you know, when you're struggling trying to find a way to enter the ball, and you have, I think, 11, maybe 10 first half turnovers. It would be most definitely you to control the room, Michael. It would be very difficult, I assume.
Brett, even though he struggled tonight, Jeremy's been playing really well from late. How do you get young guys like Jeremy to have short-term memory and go back out tomorrow night and play with the tempo?
They've been doing it all year. And our path is development, opportunity. and look what he's doing. I mean, we've actually tried to grow perimeter players. We know that when Joel comes back into in the space that we need, I'm thrilled with the direction our perimeter game has been going, and so Jeremy's a part of that. I actually probably should have played him more. He's been playing great, and all those young guys will get their bodies right, will bite in a big way on recovery, taking care of the bodies, get on a plane, go play another team that's hanging around for the playoffs in Charlotte, a physical team. And as a group, we'll go back. Jeremy will be amongst many that will regroup. He'll find a way to play again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.